he was gonna be hypocritical. Like, there's times where he's a hypocrite and all that. So he acknowledges, like, yo, he may do hypocritical jobs. He is human. He's gonna be flawed. But when it comes to the music like this, bro, obviously Kendrick is probably not gonna be like, yeah, I advocate for everything Carti is doing. I advocate for every single action. Don't worry. Like, no, bro. He's just hopping on the song because, you know what I'm saying, he respects Carti obviously as an artist. He respects his platform as an artist, and I want to collab and put out more art. Does he have to be, you know what I'm saying, accepting of everything Carti's doing? No. Simple. Just like that. Y'all already know what it is, baby. What's cracking? What's shaking? Y'all saw title and thumbnail. Yeah, apparently things ain't going too good for K-Dot, if y'all already don't know. But yeah, Playboi Carti, yeah, he finally dropped his album after like 5 and was feeling like almost 5.5 years. But like, yo, he finally dropped his project I Am Music, and heads were teasing before it even came out that Kendrick Lamar was on that joint. And it's like, yo, fire, yo, K-Dot's on the Carti album, yo, like, duh, we already know, like, two of the biggest artists in the game is crazy. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's wild, bro. Two of the most hyped artists is crazy. But obviously, heads wasn't really feeling it because, yo, if you know, Kendrick is obviously Mr. Morale, Mr. Nice Guy, you know what I'm saying? Gotta keep it humble. He got certain ideals, certain way to act, but it seems like him hopping on the project with someone like Carti, who got lots of demons, is a bit hypocritical. And then Kendrick stands had to call him out on it, and they not feeling it, so you already know what it is. I'm here to gel and talk about it, so let's get right into it. Yo, man, shout out Blackie Speaks. We got Kendrick and Carti, the controversy explained. You already know what it is. If you want to watch the OG vid, down in the description, first link. Go share the love with Blackie Speaks. And let's get right into it, gangsta. Let's do it.
Now, Kendrick Lamar is catching heat after deciding to collaborate with Playboi Carti, a move that's currently sparking major debate. This is something we need to talk about because the reactions have been all over the place. Some fans are defending Kendrick, while others are questioning his morality for have been all over the place. Some fans are defending Kendrick, while others are
going to do the Debbie for 12 months, then collaborating with the #1 Debbie in the hip hop is very funny. This is honestly very true. Give it a buck.
Questioning his morality for working with an artist who has serious accusations tied to his name. Is Kendrick in the wrong here, or is he simply separating the art from the artist?
That's exactly what I was about to say. And yeah, heads are gonna call me centrist or whatever, but I've already been in certain fields, as I can see, to where, yeah, like, obviously, heads opinion of me, bro. It's however you feel, it's however you feel. But my ideas are gonna be mine. Trilly talks, whatever. But the way I feel with this is like, yo, you just gonna have to, just separate the art from the artist. It's like, and I know it may be hard to do because even, I know somebody had pointed out, even hearing this a little bit about this before, like, Kendrick has said in that song, like, you know what I'm saying, he was gonna be hypocritical. Like, there's times where he's a hypocrite and all that. So he acknowledges, like, yo, he may do hypocritical jobs. He is human. He's gonna be flawed. But when it comes to the music like this, bro, obviously Kendrick is probably not gonna be like, yeah, I advocate for everything Carti is doing. I advocate for every single action. Don't worry. Like, no, bro. He's just hopping on the song because, you know what I'm saying, he respects Carti obviously as an artist. He respects his platform as an artist, and I want to collab and put out more art. Does he have to be, you know what I'm saying, accepting of everything Carti's doing? No. Simple. Just like that.
I think there's a real conversation to be had here. Just a few days ago, on March 14th, Playboi Carti finally released his highly anticipated project, I Am Music. Over the last week, he's been one of the most talked about rappers in hip-hop. Carti has always been an elusive figure, but his fanbase, easily one of the strongest in rap. So whenever he drops something, even people who aren't necessarily Carti fans like myself can't help but pay attention. Aside from the album itself, Carti is also making waves for the stacked feature list on I Am Music. We're talking Travis Scott, The Weeknd, Lil Uzi Vert, Future, and Young Thug. Some of the biggest names in the game.
And of course, K-Dot.
But the most talked about feature, Kendrick Lamar. Kendrick appears on 3 different tracks on Carti's album, which is absolutely crazy because these are 2 completely different worlds.
That's what I'm saying, like, bro, 3 K-Dot features? That is crazy, but it don't even matter because the way that the Carti Glazers was waiting for this John, the way that people in general just waiting for this John, bro, it didn't matter who was on it. The emotion was finna be stacked. It's literally insane. Just like Blackie Speaks said, the features were stacked, the whole motion was stacked.
Colliding in a way that no one saw coming. However, beyond the music itself, the most interesting part of this collaboration is the response it's getting. Some of y'all might have already seen the reactions on social media, specifically X, formerly known as Twitter. But Kendrick is actually facing backlash for...
Kanye is a perfect example I always use of, like, separate the art from the artist. Like, and not even using Graduation. Obviously, Kanye's made a bunch of other projects. You know what I'm saying? Like, all the other Johns, Donda, 808s and Heartbreaks, you know what I'm saying? The Life of Pablo, yada, yada, like, all that type jazz. But, yeah. Him recently and some of his crash ups before, yeah, Kanye, we gon' actually, Brett, Didn't you want free Diddy? Nah, we gonna go ahead and see you later. I ain't gonna lie.
Working with Playboi Carti. Kendrick's morals are being questioned because, for those who don't know, Playboi Carti has a history of serious allegations against him. And I'm currently actually working on a separate video breaking all that down, which will be dropping in a few days of this video going live. So,
Bet y'all let me know if I should check that John out, bro. I ain't gonna lie. Blackie Speaks out here cooking. We get the Carti deep dive.
Keep an eye out for that. But to keep it brief, a few years ago, rapper Iggy Azalea,
I know Iggy Azalea got her own demons too, bro. She was trying to drop off and all that. She was trying to, you know what I'm saying, not even drop off, but she was trying to drop music and all that type of jazz. And she even had, like, you know what I'm saying, her little buzz. But yo, I cannot lie, Iggy is fine shit. Iggy is fine shit. Shout out to Lover Bees. You know what I'm saying? Iggy is fine shit. I can't even count.
Mother of Carti's child, accused him of being a deadbeat father, meaning he neglects his responsibilities as a parent. For my international viewers, deadbeat refers to an absent or irresponsible father. Then, in February 2023, Carti was arrested in Georgia for allegedly choking his pregnant girlfriend during an argument over a paternity test. Despite these allegations, Carti remains one of the most...
That's always say, like, yo, son, it's, again, separate the art from the artist, but, like, some of these heads just will straight up disregard some of the shit that Carti has done, bro. Not that I'm trying to sit here and be like, oh, fuck this guy, this and the third. Like, bro, again, I respect Carti as an artist. I like a good amount of music, but, like, bro, we out here DVing our fucking pregnant girlfriends, bro. We out here not showing up to your kid being born because you want to play PS5 and Lil Uzi. What the fuck are we doing? Like, yo, this shit is ridiculous. Like,
successful rappers today, backed by one of the most intense and loyal fan bases in hip-hop, and co-signed by a lot of very successful artists. But that same success is, of course, at odds with his past, and many are questioning his character, which is exactly why Kendrick's decision to collaborate with him is sparking so much controversy. Now, putting Carti aside for a moment, Kendrick is at the center of this conversation because throughout his career, he's been an artist known for standing on morals. That being said, he's never claimed to be perfect. In fact, he made that clear on Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers, specifically on Savior with rapper Baby Keem, where he rapped, "The cat is out the bag, I am not your savior. I find it just as difficult to love thy neighbors." Even with the weight of his influence, Kendrick has always reminded people he's human. But
that's what I was saying earlier. Like, he literally said, I forgot what song it was, but he literally said, like, yeah, bro, I'm willing to, like, yeah, sometimes I'm not willing, but, like, it's gonna happen. I'm gonna be hypocritical. Like, I'm flawed. Like, this is just how it be. Like, and yo, obviously everybody wishes the stars could align every time, but it's not how it be. Not when you're human, bro. Like, no one's perfect. Justify
his collaboration with Carti? That's the real question. The internet doesn't seem to agree, as several takes have gone viral on Twitter. One of the most popular tweets, with over 2.3 million views, put it bluntly: calling a dude a deadbeat for 12 months and then collaborating with the #1 deadbeat in hip-hop is very funny.
And they have a fair point. Like I even said earlier in the bit, they got a fair point. Because, yeah, on the factor of, like, yeah, you're calling out Drake, you know what I'm saying, for you know, say hiding Adonis. You're saying that he got, like, a daughter he's not worried about or whatever, like, and all that type jazz. But then to, like, sit here and go and make music with Carti, who has it openly announced, basically, who has basically put it out there too. Especially off the factor, like, the 6 months thing that you talk about. Oh, yeah, we haven't seen him in half a year. We have not seen that, man. Yo, it got me crying. I'm not gonna lie, but it's fucked up. But, like, yeah, knowing that John is out there, it's like, yeah, it's gonna look hypocritical on Kendrick's side. This from? Are you looking at it from the celebrity, we need a drama side, you know what I'm saying, the T, as we are here right now? Or are you looking at this from, like, just the music side? Because if you're looking at just the music, it's like, who cares, bro? Two of the biggest artists collab, two of the you know what I'm saying, most listened to, you know what I'm saying, people be feeding for their music collab. Like, bro, heads gonna listen regardless.
And the #1 deadbeat is, of course, you know, supposed to represent Carti in his tweet. The biggest reason why Kendrick is facing backlash, it all ties back to his beef with Drake on Meet the Grahams, probably the most cutthroat diss track in their feud. Kendrick called out Drake for allegedly hiding a secret daughter and being a deadbeat father, though that claim remains unverified. Kendrick rapped, "Dear baby girl, I'm sorry that your father not active inside your world. He don't commit to much but his music, yeah, that's for sure." Kendrick closes the verse with, "And a effing deadbeat that should never say more life."
That should never say more life. I ain't gonna lie. Nah, More Life. I'm sorry though. More Life was a fire project, bro. I gotta give BBL Drizzy his props though.
A direct shot at Drake's character, using the title of his own project against him. After calling out Drake for being absent as a father, Kendrick is now collaborating with Playboi Carti, an artist with similar accusations against him. Now for Carti, it's even kind of like worse because there's obviously like...
And like for Carti, it's worse because And we should not be justifying any of this. Like, anyone that is a parent, you should be taking care of your children and giving them tender love and care. TLC, I say this all the time. If you're a deadbeat and or you're not trying to show like a proper attention and love to your children, fuck you, go to hell. But like, real shit, because I don't know. I don't know. Now that I think about this, because the thing with Drake is Drake was hiding Adonis for so goddamn long and really didn't even want Adonis. But at the same time, Cardi is doing this shit too. But at least Drake is kind of like simping in and being audience captured, so he's like kind of forced to be a good pops. So and that sucks, by the way, because like Drake, you should own up for your, I guess, mistakes. Even though Adonis is not a mistake. All children born in this world are miracles. I say it all the time. But like, you should willingly be happy that you brought a life into this world. Cardi just does not give a shit. Like, he generally does not give a fuck that he has a child. Like, he just doesn't care. Like, that shit is so crazy.
Like, some weight to the claims of him being a deadbeat, and that obviously goes back to Mrs. Iggy Azalea. Now, the mother of Cardi's child, Iggy Azalea, actually did walk back her deadbeat claims at one point, only to later double down on him again and again. She didn't just accuse Cardi of being an absent father. She also claimed that he skipped the birth of their son to go to Philly and play video games with Lil Uzi Vert instead.
Yep.
This man didn't even come to see his son be born. He went to Philly to play the PlayStation with Little Uzi.
And that's
what, Little Uzi?
a crazy claim.
That shit is fucked. That's not funny, but yo,
right there. I mean, imagine going to Philly, just to play video games where you can like be with your son. But then again, that's a claim that Iggy Azalea made. So I don't really know if it's true, but a lot of people have kind of already bought into that as the truth.
Yeah, we'll never know if it's true or not. But honestly, looking at Cardi's track history, are any of us about to sit here and be like, yeah, he probably really was there for his son when he was born? Like, hell nah, bro. He was probably sitting in the fucking cave like Drac, sitting upside down like a vamp.
Now the question is, was Iggy lying or telling the truth? We'll break that down in my upcoming video about this topic, where I'll dive deeper into the details. Now, Kendrick Lamar's issues with Drake were, of course, personal and not necessarily a broader moral stance. But at the same time, considering the kind of artist he's been viewed as, it makes a lot of sense why he's getting backlash for what many see as contradictory behavior. Now, this isn't actually the first time Kendrick has co-signed an artist, whether verbally or through his actions, despite them having questionable actions against them. Now, the most recent example is Kodak Black. Back in 2020.
Yo, Kodak, the last time I see, actually no, I'm lying. The one of the first clips I seen of Kodak recently was when he was tweaked out of his mind eating fried chicken in the middle of a road. And then after that, I saw him, he was on 80 Russell Street talking crazy to Kanye West. He was like, yo, fuck, yay, fuck, you not on shit. Yo, Kodak is absolutely beat. Somebody, yo, nah, seriously though, somebody pray for Kodak, bro. It's looking real bad for him. The drugs is absolutely getting him. Like,
too, after a 5-year hiatus, Kendrick Lamar dropped Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers, and Florida rapper Kodak Black was featured on his project, a move that quickly sparked controversy. Now, I covered this story back then, and Kendrick faced major backlash for working with Kodak due to his history of allegations, and now with this Playboi Carti situation, many are calling him out once again. Now, regarding Kodak Black, for anyone who's not aware, Kodak Black in the past has faced serious allegations involving an underage girl. Back in 2016,
because remember, there was a whole drama where he was going to jail.
A teenage girl accused Kodak Black of attacking her in a hotel room after one of his shows in Florence, South Carolina. According to investigators, he allegedly bit her on the neck and chest and forced himself on her, despite her telling him to stop.
Shit is so fucked up, bro. Y'all niggas can never be normal, bro. Especially when you're like a rapper, you be getting on that ego shit, feel like you're on top of the world, you can't do no wrong, niggas, like there's no powers against you, that shit.
The girl later reported the incident to a school nurse, who then contacted the police. Kodak was originally charged with rape, but in April 2021, he took a plea deal and pleaded guilty to first-degree assault instead. Now, this case was highly controversial, and many felt that Kodak essentially got off with a slap on the wrist, especially...
I'm about to say, I would assume so. If that joint was originally being looked at as rape, bruh, and they just took it down, like... Let's be real here, bro. They slid him a little bit of cheese, bro.
Given the severity of...
Or not actual cheese, but they slid him a little bit of leeway.
The allegations, which involved a minor. Long story short, Kodak moved past the case, kept pushing his career forward, and remains successful to this day. Then over 12 months later, Kendrick decided to feature Kodak Black on his album, which led to major backlash. Many criticized Kendrick for co-signing an artist with such serious accusations tied to his name. Aside from co-signing Kodak Black, Kendrick Lamar also publicly supported rapper XXXTentacion back in 2017. XXXTentacion.
Rip X, bro. I remember I was making a viz like 2 weeks ago about how heads was saying X is cringe now. If you're saying X is cringe, please shut the fuck up. Like,
also recognized as XXX, was of course a rising star in hip-hop who was tragically gunned down in 2018 after being stalked from the bank.
It still shocks me to this day. Like, yo, I'm older than X was when he passed, because X passed when he was 20. I'm like, damn, like, bro, that's crazy. Like, I'm really older than X. That's wild.
Motorcycle shop,
like
where his
what?
killers ultimately
I was
cornered
legit
him.
when this young
Despite
happened.
his success, X left behind a highly controversial legacy, largely due to the serious allegations made against him by his ex-girlfriend Geneva, who accused him of horrific abuse. I actually dropped an almost 40-minute deep dive the other day, breaking down everything about this particular situation. It's a phenomenal watch, and I
ain't gonna lie, I'm gonna have to check this out for sure.
Highly recommend checking out that video after this one. Maybe while you're eating that meal that you got in front of you right now, because obviously you're not gonna finish it, okay? Trust me, you'll not regret it, okay? Definitely check out that video. Link is also in the description below. In 2017, after the release of his album, 17, Kendrick Lamar randomly took to Twitter to promote X's album. Not only did Kendrick publicly promote XXXTentacion's album, but his team also personally reached out to Spotify's top executives, including CEO Daniel Ek and their head of artist relations, to push back against a policy that threatened to remove X's music.
Which is fire on Kendrick's part, because it's like, yeah, like X, a literal legend, obviously 17 being one of the best projects he dropped. Like, it would suck to have that John taken down because of biases and all that. And then, like, that obviously just really sucks. Like, and it's saying, like, they're going against the hateful conduct policy. Like, that, like, bro, come on, bro. It's hateful to just take down X's work when people loved him, bro. Like, even if he had his own demons, which I totally understand. Trust me, I'm not saying he's getting away with that. We ain't giving him no leeway for X either, bro. It's fucked up. Like, even with Gekyu, bro, like, I ain't gonna lie, it's bad works, bro. He should not be committing no DV. No one should, bro. Everyone should love their partner. If you really truly do claim to love them, you would not want to hurt them. So yeah, clearly X had his demons, but even still though, not even to glaze him up, it was good to see that he was generally making a positive change before he passed. Like, he was going through the whole blue hair and then the gray hair era, but he was making positive changes before that just happened. And then he went out to go cop that motorcycle. That's what it is. But it's good to see Kendrick was like not going for that. He was saying, nah, bro, 17 staying up
from the platform. This policy was a part of Spotify's new hate content and hateful conduct policy, which went into effect on May 10, 2018. As part of this, Spotify announced that it would no longer promote R. Kelly's music on its editorial or algorithmic playlists, although his music would still remain available on the platform. But R. Kelly wasn't the only artist impacted by this policy. XXXTentacion
R. Kelly is rotting in jail right now next to Diddy's, my man.
Was also affected, which led to Kendrick's team stepping in. They warned Spotify that if they followed through with banning X from their playlists, Kendrick would pull his own music from the platform. So this particular thing, I guess, is something that Kendrick has faced backlash for over the years. A lot of people argue that, Kendrick doesn't always stand on the morals he preaches, which to a lot of people feels contradictory given his reputation as a conscious rapper. Now, there's a couple key aspects to this conversation.
It's fair. I mean, like, yeah, everyone, again, and no one is perfect. Like, everyone is going to be fair to criticize, especially when they're doing something that does look hypocritical to actions they've done in the past.
And the first one is this. Kendrick is not a saint, okay? He's not some morally superior figure floating above everyone else.
That's right. So, Kendrick Razors, you really shouldn't be mad at your God, your king. I ain't gonna lie. Like, again, he's told you himself, he's not perfect, bro. He's not this idealistic God that you guys look at him as. Like, we need to stop. All right, come on.
In reality, he's a man fueled by strong emotions, especially hatred and anger towards people he doesn't like. Drake. And to be clear, I'm not, bringing this up to defend him under the whole, he's not your savior argument. Quite the opposite, actually. I think Kendrick needs to stop being put on a pedestal because he's a normal human being. I've always
Exactly, I agree as well.
Been open about my support for Kendrick Lamar. I've been following his career since way before he first started gaining worldwide buzz in 2011. And while I always give him his flowers and recognize the great work he's done, I don't believe he's above criticism. Not at all. And I say this as someone who does actually, fuck with Kendrick, right? But at the same time, I have no problem calling out the other side of things. At the end of the day, he's just a man like anyone else. He bleeds, he has his own biases, and he's not above criticism. In fact,
no one is. That's what I'm saying. Especially if you put stuff out there publicly. And I always say this, bro. And this is another jump. If you're coming off the Denims video, This is another John side. When you put stuff out there publicly, you can't be mad when people criticize you. Now, if niggas go out of their way to hate you and say all this crazy shit, they wild and they on some weird shit. We gonna see your dumbasses later. But even if heads give you genuine criticism and John's like that, like, you are subject to that because you posted something out publicly and people are allowed to give their opinions on that. Just like it was technically your opinion to put out whatever you wanted to put out. So, yeah. But even still with Kendrick, like, niggas should already notice. Like, everyone's gonna do hypocritical shit. Everyone has been a hypocrite at least once in their lives, if not multiple times in their lives. Like,
one thing I respect about Kendrick is that he doesn't really shy away from exposing the not so pretty sides of himself in his music. That being said, when it comes to Kendrick, he doesn't always face strong pushback on his character. And that's largely because he's extremely authentic in how he presents himself. And on a personal level,
the morale.
Kendrick has never done anything that crosses the threshold of what's considered unacceptable to stand by. He's never been accused of actively harming children or women, and he's never really been caught in the act because...
Well, they were saying that, but, shoot, Drake on Family Matters would disagree. I ain't gonna lie. But, again, unless all this stuff can be proven true, or what can be proven true, we can only go based off that type of genre.
Not really who he is, aside from an unverified claim made by Drake.
There you go.
On the diss track Family Matters, where he alleged that Kendrick beat on his queen.
I'm about to say, no pre for the John. Shout out Blackie Speech. He's just like, yeah, me and the boss went over this drama so much. Like, bro, I remember it. I'll get amount of stuff from this.
However, there's no proof to support that accusation. Beyond that, Kendrick is a family man and a role model to countless kids, both in his family, his community, and around the world. Now, with that being said, for anyone who's listened to Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers, Kendrick was extremely open with things that he's not so proud of. As an example, on a song, Worldwide Steppers, he rapped, "Next time I effed a white bitch was out in Copenhagen." And then on a song, Mother I Sober, he famously admitted, "Intoxicated, there's a lustful nature that I failed to mention. Insecurities that I project, sleeping with other women. Whitney's hurt, the pure soul I know, I found her in the kitchen." Or on United in Grief, where he told the story of meeting a woman in Chicago, forming an emotional connection, and ultimately sexing the pain away. So Kendrick has been very open about the...
That's what I'm saying. Like, he's even prone to fall into the same things that most people be falling into, or the same, like, lustful actions, or even, insecurities. Like, he's prone to falling into these emotions as well, just like everyone else, and that could cause him to be a flawed individual. Like,
the things he's not so proud of in his music, and I really respect him for that. I think that's very honorable.
Because he keeps it real. Like, he'll keep it a buck with himself, and that's also a whole different level of self-awareness to where, like, you can realize and criticize yourself. That's why I always say, I forgot who I think, I think it might have came from fucking Destiny, but I feel like that's why the best thing with this type of genre, or like even like putting stuff out there online or whatever, is like you gotta like argue with yourself, like, about stuff. Like, you got to be able to call yourself out on Jones like that. You know what I'm saying? That's why I try to do that all the time. Be like, oh, yeah, I can't get too high and mighty. I be making slop content. Let me chill. Just because the shit got views don't mean, like, yo, you him. Like, just chill out, bro. I just putting in way more work. Like, you need to put in more work yourself. All this type of shit. But I'm sure Kendrick doing the same thing. He's standing on his business. He's calling out the bad moral stuff that he does. And he realizes himself, like, yeah, he'll even need to do better off that. Even if he tries to do as much best as he can, like, yo, there's still stuff he'll need to improve as a person. And that can go for everybody.
When it comes to Kendrick collaborating with Carti, it seems like he's prioritizing the musical relationship over the controversies
exactly
surrounding the person behind Playboi Carti. At the end of the day, this is the music industry where relationships are everything. Even someone as successful as Kendrick relies on aligning with artists like Carti, who speaks to an audience Kendrick himself.
Exactly. I was about to say, which because Carti's audience is obviously more of the younger bulls, like the bulls like my age and down. Meanwhile, if you're like, obviously you can be someone my age and down and be a fan of Kendrick, but like most Kendrick fans are like kind of my age and going upwards, so it kind of it broadens that audience of Kendrick, bringing it even into the younger youth who hasn't heard him as much or who don't listen to him as much. It bridges that gap, you know what I'm saying? Collabing the audiences, you know what I'm saying? Merging them together. Duh, this is obviously stuff. This goes for like music content, all that. Like this
can't fully reach to keep the momentum of his career going. Now, personally, I don't really agree with it because, you know, if we're gonna criticize Drake for being a deadbeat and shun him, then what makes Playboi Carti, you know, any different in that regard, right?
And that's what I'm saying. I fully agree with Black Speaks here. Like, yeah, we can criticize Kendrick for this, you know what I'm saying? And it's fair to do so because, yeah, it is hypocritical. But it just depends, again, how you look at it. Like, I don't really care overall because, like, bro, I'm just going to listen to good music. And even so, me creating a slop content, talking about the drums I do, like, bro, this just be internet Jones. This is just how people perceive certain Jones over the internet. Like, for the most part, if you're a fan of both either of these two or both of these two, you don't know them in real life. I know that for sure. So how personal can it get? How much like anger or resentment or whatever can you feel for these people on that type of level? You know what I mean? But even still, yes, this is hypocritical on K-Dot's part.
Regardless,
and if heads are tight him because of it, that's fair.
Of whether the allegations are true or not, I don't think this is really about Carti or Drake as much as it's about Kendrick himself and how much he truly stands on what he claims to be. And in a way, I think situations like this are very important because they force people to reevaluate the illusion of Kendrick as some picture perfect figure.
Not even, I don't even think just Kendrick. This could more or less go into every person building those parasocial relationships online. Like, and this is why I always say to heads, yo, don't even try to start that parasocial shit with me. I appreciate everybody subscribes. I appreciate everybody that watches, bro. I appreciate y'all support realistically. But like, I don't need that, John. You know what I'm saying? I just happy posting videos. Like, I don't need heads to come out here defending me major. I don't need heads to try to be making my line, looking up to me as I'm some god, some hero that they need to follow. I know no one's following my dumb ass. Look at me. Who the fuck am I? And that's what I be saying all the time. But even still, this could go for like your Hassans of the world. This could go for like all these other bulls where they have these like major audiences that just basically salivate at them, just glaze them to the highest of degrees, bro. Like, you gotta be able to objectively look at the person you know what I'm saying, you like, and be able to criticize them too. Isn't that part of the factor that makes them like enjoyable? Because if you agree with everything someone says, bro, where's that pushback? Where's that discourse? Where's that back and forth? Where's the conversations really gonna be? Because if you agree on everything, bro, we're just sitting here. You know what I'm saying? And this could even go for, again, like the much smaller people just within one-on-one conversations or within people like K-Dot with these huge platforms. This is like
which he's obviously not. He's just a regular nigga like me and you, right?
Facts.
One of the biggest issues with a guy like Kendrick in relation to how the world views him is that he's done an incredible job of presenting himself as someone who remains morally intact, someone who kept his soul despite all the success. And that's not to say that, he hasn't done that in this case, kept his soul in pursuit of getting to the level he's at. But the issue is when it comes to a guy like Kendrick, it's almost to, the point where people struggle to see his flaws as a person. The reality is Kendrick has plenty of his own biases.
It's the rose-tinted glasses of K-Dot having like such good projects, such good songs and all that. It wearies over people, bro. This is why I'm saying separating the art from an artist is a real thing. Yes, you can, of course, like I said, enjoy his music, enjoy his medias, and you can even enjoy him on a more parasocial tip, not to the crazy degree as I was just saying. Even like some of the stuff he gets into, but once you start getting into like the real deep John and forgetting that at the end of the day, people are still people, no matter if they got a huge platform or say a ton of followers or mad clout or whatever. Like, humans are still humans, bro. A person is still a person. They gonna feel emotions just like everybody else, so don't get too crazy on him.
For him, he's just someone who naturally leans towards the good side of being a human rather than the bad. And let's be real though, he's fully aware of how the world perceives him. Kendrick is an introspective, highly intelligent guy, so there's no doubt he knows exactly how he's being viewed. So when Kendrick is facing criticism like this, I bet, this is why, I bet he's thinking, right? He's kind of like looking at it and he's saying, wait, y'all thought I was this person? No, I'm really this person. Kind of making a point that, hey, you guys think I'm, this really holier than thou person who's like on top, but really not. I'm just regular, right? I'm just someone who's flawed. And the thing is about this particular story, I can't say that it's not hypocritical, because if we're looking at it objectively,
it is.
In my opinion, I think it absolutely is.
It is. No,
and
it
you know
is.
what?
No,
I don't think it's wrong for
you.
people to analyze Kendrick's actions and ask themselves, is he really who he says he is?
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Again, if you want to question him, sure, but don't go past the factor of forgetting he's human, bro. Like, you make mistakes, he's gonna make mistakes, bro. Like, you do something hypocritical, he gonna do something hypocritical. Like, bro, come on, man. It doesn't matter about platforms.
At the end of the day, as both an artist and a human, people are gonna judge you based off of your fruit, i.e. your actions. And if those actions don't align with the morals you claim to stand on, then it's only natural for the world to form their own opinions about who they think you really are.
Fair.
Anyway, if you made it this far, drop a like on this video for me, okay? If you're new here, my name is Blackie Speaks. Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you. Welcome
Shout
to
out
the
Blackie
family.
Speaks, gang.
Thank you for subscribing. What do you guys think about this Kendrick backlash right here? You guys think that Kendrick is hypocritical for, collaborating with Playboi Carti, despite the fact that
am I about to hate him and stop listening to music forever? No.
Called Drake deadbeat. Really curious to hear what you guys have to say, okay? Catch you guys in the comment section below, but most importantly of all, I'll catch you guys in the next video. I'm out. Peace.
And that's what I'm saying. I ain't gonna lie. shout out Blackie Speaks, as I said. He was cooking on this vid, and y'all, I'm about to watch some other vids too, because I ain't gonna lie, Blackie Speaks really getting into the info and all that, bro. We love seeing his vids. But that was Kendrick and Carti, the controversy explained. Y'all already know this. If you want to watch the OG vid, down in the description, first link. Go share the love with Blackie Speaks, as we said. Gotta share the love in the community with everybody. And y'all already know how that goes. Final opinions and conjecture, though. Yeah, I can't be mad at some of the Kendrick, you know what I'm saying, Kendrick stands or Kendrick lasers for him. Like, I can't be mad at y'all being mad at him for this, because yes, it is very much a little hypocritical, but let's not take it to the most ultimate degrees. Like, your favorite artist is allowed to be hypocritical, like you know what I'm saying, everyone can be allowed to be hypocritical. Why? Because everyone's going to be hypocritical in some facets. Now it depends when, like Blackie said, if it goes totally against your moral character, like to the maximum degree on what you're supposed to be putting out consistently, then yeah, that's obviously very terrible. But like, bro, if you do like a little white lie or some John, bro, nobody's about to be tight. But even still on this factor, obviously, with collabing with Carti and then having the whole Drake thing, you know, exposing Drake for not taking care of the kids, and then Carti with this John, like, yeah, no, we can rightfully call K Dot out for this, because either way, whether it's Drake or Carti, it's still bad that they were not being good fathers. You know what I'm saying? And obviously, K Dot's supposed to be Mr. Morale, being a good father himself. You know what I'm saying? It's going to look hypocritical, like, on that factor. But on the music tip, separating the art from the artist, you know what I'm saying, going strictly on art, yeah, it's not going to be surprising. Two biggest artists in the game, like I've been saying this whole time, they going to collab, they going to bridge their audiences together. Like, this is something that was going to optically happen no matter how Kendrick was feeling, no matter if he wants to acknowledge all the personal Jones that Carti got going on. Like, optically, within, you know what I'm saying, the industry, this was going to happen, regardless how heads feel or not. But yeah, it's fair to criticize K-Dot for this. I'm not mad at you. I ain't gonna lie, I'm not mad at you for this one. I was mad at y'all for the queso take. That was dumb as shit. But this one is fair. I ain't gonna lie. Again, shout out Blackie Speaks, and I'm finna catch y'all on the flip, baby. Peace.
Thank you.